Shalom and welcome to this week's Hebrew class. And again, we are going through the book of John, which is also called Yehochanan, or in the modern Hebrew, Yochanan. And we will cover chapter 8, verses 14 to 18. So let us begin. And we have our useful resources down here for all those that are keen to be learning the Hebrew. This one will give you transliterations and translation with color coding, and also the Do It in Hebrew dictionary, which will help so much in finding the root meanings. And I've given you also the valve marking chart for people not too accustomed with the valve marks. So let us begin. And we're in 14, which is represented by Yod, value of 10, Dalet, the fourth letter of the alphabet, which has a value of 4. And then we go through the letters. Vav Yod, Ayin, Nun Safit, Yod, He, Vav, Shin, Ayin, Vav Yod, Aleph, Mem, Resh, Aleph, Lamed, Yod, He, Mem, Safit, Aleph, Fe, Sofit, Aleph, Mem, Sofit, Aleph, Ayin, Yod, Dalet, Ayin, Lamed, Nun, Fe, because there's no dot, Shin, and Yod. And so we read it. Vaya'an, and he answered. And of course the root of that word is Anah, but the H's dropped off. And then we continue. Yahushua, or Yahusha, that's the one speaking. Vayomer, and he said, Alehem, unto them, af, which can be translated as even or also as an adverb. As a noun, that same word can mean nose, snout, or pecker, right? But in this case, it is an adverb. Even, if, aid. The is a pronoun. It means I testify, if I testify. Al, about or regarding. Nafshi, myself, my soul. And so the translation is, Yeshua answered and said to them, even if I testify about myself. And I've given you the combination here of afim, which means even if. And so now we can read that. Vaya'an, Yahushua, Vayomer, Alehem, Afim, Aid, Al, Nafshi. And he answered, Yahusha, and he said unto them, even if I testify about myself. And then we have an Ayin, Dalet, Vav, Tav, Yod, Aleph, Mem, Tav, Yod, Ayin, Nun, Sofit, Aleph, Shin, Resh, Yod, Dalet, Ayin, Tav, Yod, Mem, Aleph, Yod, Nun, Sofit, Bet, Aleph, Tav, Yod, Vav, Aleph, Nun, He, Aleph, Nun, Yod, He, Lamed, Kaf, Sofit. So if we can do that a bit quicker, we learn the letters better. We're testing our ability to remember them. So we begin reading. Eduti, my testimony. Emet is true. Ya'an, for the reason. And we looked at it, Ya'an can be a conjunction, since, because, or for the reason. I've used for the reason. Ashir, that. Yadati, that I know. Ma'ayin, from where. Now, ma'ayin, as an adjective, can also mean for the lack of, from nothing. But we can see it's a different form than up there. And ayin, as a masculine noun, means nothing or none. So it's usually translated in this form as from where. Bati, I came. The ana, and where. Ani, I am. Holek, going. It's like a participle form with a cholam above it. So, I testify about myself. My testimony is true, since I know where I came from and where I am going. And then we read it. Eduti emet ya'an ashir yadati me'ayin bati ve'ana ani holek. My testimony is true for the reason that I know from where I came and where I am going. And so we come to 14c. We have a Vav, Aleph, Tav, Mem Safit, Lamed, Aleph, Yod, Dalet, Ayin, Tav, Mem Safit. Mem, Aleph, Yod, Nun Safit. Bayet, Aleph, Tav, Yod, Vayet, Aleph, Nun, Hey, Aleph, Lamed, and Kaf Safit. Va'atem, and you, and that's speaking in the plural form. Lo not, Yadatem, you know, Me'ayin, from where, Bati, I came, Ve'ana, and where, Elek, I will go. And I've said I will go because usually when the Aleph is in the beginning, it's like an imperfect form. And we've got down here, ana as an adverb means where to, a flowery form. So where I am going, but you do not know where I come from and where I'm going. So now we can read that. Ve'atem, lo, yadatem, me'ayin, bati, ve'ana, elek. And you not you know from where I came and where I will go. And then we come to 15, represented with a tet, the 9th letter of the alphabet, and a vav, the 6th letter of the alphabet. And we go through the letters again. Aleph, Tav, Mem, Safit, Lamed, Fe, Yod, Hey, Bayet, Sin, Resh, Tav, Shin, Pei, because there's a dot, Tet, Vav, Vav, Aleph, Nun, Yod, Lamed, Aleph, Aleph, Shin, Pei, Tet, Aleph, Yod, Shin. And we read it. Atem, you in the plural. Lefi, according to. What is it according to? Lefi as a prep is in accordance, judging from, considering, as per. So we're using it according to. Ha-ba-sa, the flesh. Tish po tu, you will judge. Why is it you will? Because we've got a tav at the beginning and a vav at the end. It's second person, imperfect form. You will judge. Va'ani, and I, lo not, esh pot, I will judge. Again, with the aleph, it's an imperfect form. I will or I shall judge. Ish, a man, and not I will judge a man. So we got shafat down here as well. As a kol verb, it means to judge, to sentence, to referee. So therefore, the translation, you will judge according to the flesh, but I do not judge anyone. And so now it's time to read it without any aids. Atem lefi ha-basar tish po tu va'ani lo esh pot ish. You, according to the flesh, you will judge, and I will judge a man. And so we turn to 16, which is represented with, again, it's a tet and a zion. Tet is the 9th letter, and zion is the 7th letter. Together they add up to 16. Then we have vav, kaf, yod, aleph, shin, pei, tet, aleph, nun, kaf, yod, mem, shin, pei, tet, yod, aleph, mem, tav, kaf, yod, lamed, aleph, lamed, Veit Dalet Yod Aleph Nun Yod. And we read it. Ve Ki. And when. So if we look down here under ki as a conjunction, it can mean when, because, since, but, although. It can also mean for, or it can mean that. So it has quite a few meanings. Esh pot, I will judge. Anoki, I. And we notice that the I is used twice there. But it's just like we call it redundancy. Mishpati, my judgment. Emet is true. Ki for. See, ki is for, whereas this one was when. Ki for, lo not, levadi, and it's translated here as I alone, but it can also be more like an imperative form saying alone. But it has the same ending as we had before whenever we have here, like same ending as my or I. And that's why I've used it as I alone. Ani, I am. I've given you shafat again, right? But we've had that already. And if I do judge, my judgment is true because I am not alone. That's the translation. And we're going to read that now. Ki esh pot anoki mishpati emet ki lo levadi ani. And when I will judge, my judgment is true, for not I alone I am, or for not alone I am. And now we come to 16b. We have a kaf, a yod. Aleph mem sofit, aleph nun yod vav hey, aleph veit, aleph shin resh, shin lamed chet nun yod. We get ki im, and together that means but. Ani is I, the ha'av, and the Father, Asher, who, Shilachani, sent me, with the ni at the end being me. So we have shalach as a call verb to send, to dispatch, or to reach out. So not I alone, but I and the Father who sent me. So we read that. Ki im, ani, v'ha'av, asher, shalachani. But I and the Father who sent me. And so we turn to 17. We have a yod, value of 10, Zion, value of 7, and then we go through letters. Vav, Gimel, Mem Sofit. Bet, Tav, Vav, Resh, Tav, Kav, Mem Sofit. Kav, Tav, Vav, Veit. Kaf, Yod, Ayin, Dalet, Vav, Tav, Shin, Nun, Yod, Aleph, Nun, Shin, Yod, Mem Sofit, Nun, Aleph, Mem, Nun, Hey, Hey, Yod, Aleph. And we read it. Vagam, and also. Betorat kem, in your laws. We know it means in your Torah, right? In your laws. Katuv is written. Ki, that. Edut, the testimony of. Shani, which is two. Anashim, men. Ne'emana, trustworthy. Because, of course, we know Ne'eman means to be trustworthy, right? He, meaning it is, because he is like saying it or she, but we'll say it is. In your law is written that the testimony of two men is trustworthy. And so we read that now. V'gam, betorat kem, katuv, ki, edut, shnei, anashim, ne'emana, he. And also in your laws is written that the testimony of two men trustworthy it is. And now we come to 18, which is a yod, 10, and a chet, the 8th letter of the alphabet. So we're in 18. And we have Aleph, Nun, Yod, Hey, Vav, Aleph, Hey, Mem, Ayin, Yod, Dalet, Ayin, Lamed, Yod, Vav, Gimel, Mem, Safit, Hey, Aleph, Vayet, Aleph, Shin, Resh, Shin, Lamed, Chet, Nun, Yod, Yod, Ayin, Yod, Dalet, Nun, Yod. And we read it. Ani, I am. Hu, he, ha, me'id, the one witnessing. Alai, about me. V'gam, and also ha'av, the Father. Asher, who, shelachani, sent me. Ye'ideni, he shall testify about me. So, and I've given you here, he'id, the verb to testify, to witness. It's like a hifil form. I am he who testifies about myself, and the Father who sent me testifies about me. So now we can read that one. Ani, hu, ha, me'id, alai, v'gam, ha'av, ashir, shilachani, ye'ideni. I am he, the one witnessing about me, and also the Father who sent me. He shall testify about me. And so, now we begin with our revision, just to see what we've understood from that. We have a yod, we know is a value of 10. And we know that Dalet is the 4th letter, so we have a value of 4. So we're in 14. Vaya'am, and he answered, Yeshua, Vayomer, and he said, Alehem unto them, Af im, even if, A'id, I testify, Al about, nafshi, myself. And he answered, Yeshua, and he said unto them, even if I testify about myself, Eduti, my testimony, Emet is true. Ya'an, for the reason, asher that, Yadati, I know. Me'ayin, from where? Bati, I came. V'ana, and where? Ani, I am. Holek, going. My testimony is true for the reason that I know from where I came and where I am going. V'atem, and you, lo not, yadatem, you know, me'ayin, from where, bati, I came, v'ana, and where, elek, I will go. And you not, you know, from where I came and where I shall go, or I will go. And so we come to Tet and Vav. Tet is the ninth letter, Vav is the sixth. 9 and 6 is 15. Atem, you, lefi, which can mean according to, ha-basar, the flesh, tish po tu, you shall judge. Va'ani, and I, lo not, esh pot, I shall judge, or I will judge, ish, a man. You, according to the flesh, you will judge, and I not, I will judge, a man. Then we have a Tet 9, Zion 7. 9 and 7 is 16. The key, and when esh pot I will judge, anoki, I, or I am, or just I, mishpati, which means my judgment. Emet is truth. Ki for lo not, levadi, I alone, or it can also be the imperative form, meaning alone, ani, I am. And when I will judge I, my judgment is true, for not alone I am. Ki im bat, ani, I, the Ha'av and the Father, Asher, who, Shalachani, sent me. But I and the Father who sent me. And now we come to 17, at the Yod 10, Zion 7. V'gam, and also, Be Torat Kem, in your Torah, in your law, Katuv is written, ki that, edut, the testimony, shenei, you could say of, two, anashim men, ne'emana, is faithful, he, it is. And also in your laws is written that the testimony of two men trustworthy it is. Now we have Yod 10, Chet 8, we're in 18. Ani, I am, who, he, ha-me'id, the one testifying. Alai, about me. V'gam, and also ha'av, the Father, Asher, who, Shalachani, sent me, Ye'ideni, he shall testify of me. I am he witnessing about me, and also the Father who sent me, he shall testify about me. And now that brings us to the vowel marks, just for anyone who's still not perfectly used to them. We have a kamat, which is a longer A sound, and a patak is a shorter A sound. Zere is like a longer drawn out E. Segol is short. Shava breaks the word up into syllables. Cholam is the O sound. Shuruk is a short U. Kubutz is a bit longer. Then we have a combination of called kataf segol, where we got a shava followed by a segol, the shorter E sound. And then we have chirik, which is the I sound. Then we have a kataf patak, again the patak following the shava. And then we have a kataf kamatz, which is a kamatz that follows the shava. And finally, we like to always look at the chart of values of the letters so that we become so accustomed that we see a letter and we know its value. We see a tet and we know its value is 9, as we see here. Then a nun is 50, shin is 300, zade is 90, kaf is 20, Samak is 60. Kuf is 100. And Pei is 80. Then to also make you remember, we have the resources, which are so useful. We would encourage you. They will help you a lot in your practice. So we'd like to wish you a Shavua Tov, a good week, and we wish you that in the name of Yahusha or Yeshua, and as in our lesson, Yahushua, and we wish it to you that you have a blessed week. Amen.